this is a look outside the Los Angeles Convention Center. Just a few more days until this city hosts Super Bowl 56. Radio Row absolutely buzzing with fans. A lot more media members as we are here halfway through the week. And media including FanDuel Sportsbooks. More ways to win. That's right. Guests are dropping by our set, dropping some hot takes today, including Terrell Davis in-house talking about the Broncos quarterback for next year.
I've heard from too many insiders, too many sources. I've heard too many. It makes too much sense for us not to get Aaron Rodgers.
Okay, TD with the bold prediction, right? Coming through about the Broncos at quarterback. Unbelievable. You're going to hear more from TD coming up a little bit later in the show. Just a few more minutes, actually. He's kind of off the top of the show. What's up, everybody? Lisa Kerney here with the More Ways to Win crew. Got Dave, Pony, Cole, and Ed. Everybody's in-house. We are betting this game. Rams, Bengals ahead of us with, of course, a sports betting twist. Guys, what'd you think about that prediction, by the way? Aaron Rodgers to the Bengals, to the Broncos?
I like that he says us. You know, once a Broncos, always a Bronco. I would have to say he knows some people. I mean, if he's saying that, maybe it's true.
I think he played with a quarterback that still has huge say in the organization. You know what? When we first heard that, went right to the FanDuel Sportsbook app. You can already bet next year's Super Bowl. The Broncos 22-1. Same odds as the Browns, Dave.
The Packers are 15-1
right here.
You know, if that would happen,
in there.
Hey, that's
those
a
odds
great
would
pick.
flip.
And if the Broncos are looking to sell the franchise, if you have a quarterback who could potentially get you a Vince Lombardi trophy immediately, that would help jack the price up just a little bit.
There's always a backdoor deal when you have these, high-quality free agents. They always go somewhere random, and I feel like that's probably what's going to happen here. No offense to
Go ahead, rain on his parade, Ed.
Yeah. Well, but still, it always is like a backdoor deal. A random team? the Saints?
It's like trying to buy a gremlin when it comes to those backdoor deals.
Yeah.
Steelers. Come on, Rodgers. Pittsburgh.
They could just keep going. We're going to talk a lot more about the quarterback to the Broncos. We're going to talk a lot more from TD. Lots more ahead from him. We have also former league MVP Shaun Alexander stopping by our set today. And as always, we're breaking down the game with our one and only betting twist. Okay, let's get right to it, guys. And I got to remind you before we dig in to all of that fun, a reminder that you can place all the bets that we're talking about in this show on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. And for all of our new users, hey, welcome everybody. Sign up for your new account using the promo code MOREWAYS1000 to get your first bet risk-free up to $1,000. All right, let's just dig in here, guys. Okay, so I mentioned the Rams and the Bengals because we've got two teams left. We've got a big Super Bowl ahead of us. This line has been back and forth between 4.5. It's now 4. Rams giving 4 in this one. I've gotten your picks the last few days. So now I want to ask you guys, do you feel like this line is going to stay where it is? Dave, what do you think?
Well, I would think, okay, you go back to the beginning of the year, the Bengals were 150-1 to win the Super Bowl. Their win total was 6.5. You know, that was, I think, the Jets and the Texans maybe had a lower number. Like, who's betting the Bengals, right? I think if this line moves, it's going to 5 before it's going to 3. Because people want to bet the Rams. The Rams, as Lisa pointed out throughout the week, they were the 4th choice to win the Super Bowl. There's no surprise, but really, are there that many Bengals bettors out there? I don't think so.
See, now, that's funny you say that, because I've heard that most of the public action has been on the Bengals +4. So I thought you were going to say it's going to come down to 3.5, which would really
it goes the
make
other way if it moves.
All the way up to 5. If that happens, wow. Does that make you rethink the bet?
No.
You stick with Rams -5?
I still lay it, yep.
Well, I think it might go down to 3.5, like you were saying. It seems a little bit rich for a lot of people's blood if it goes up to 4.5, maybe 5, back up to that. But when you take a look at Cincinnati, what have they been able to do all season long? Win those close ball games. And if the close-knit contest is what they're going to get into, even when they're down, they're not out. So I think that it's going to maybe shrink just a little bit, and this game's going to be a little closer than people think.
One of the big questions for this week is what kind of home field advantage will the Rams have here? Cincinnati is here. There are compelling arguments to be made that there will not be much of a home field advantage because the Bengals are already here. It's a Super Bowl, so it gets a little corporate.
NFC Championship game.
NFC Championship game was a little bit torn. So there are a lot of compelling arguments as to why there isn't a home field advantage. But I do feel like that on Sunday, when you start to see more of a Rams vibe, then it will start to push toward 4.5 and maybe 5. And for me, if it does become -5, I might go Cincinnati +5 in that situation.
And we're going to talk more about this matchup specifically a little bit later in the show. show. But now I want to welcome you guys into my own little prop party here. And Dave and Pony, I'm going to get right to it.
Okay.
We got Matthew Stafford. We got over under 2.5 touchdowns on Sunday. How do you play it, Dave?
Now, remember, these have to be passing touchdowns because I actually think he's going to run one in.
No, you don't.
Which would not count. So I think Stafford's going to get one on the ground, and I think Cam Akers is going to run one on the ground. How many touchdowns does that leave in the air for the rest of the game? I'm going to say he gets 2. And I'm going to say they're going to do a lot of their scoring on the ground. So I'm going to say it goes under.
Free advice, anytime touchdown score Stafford. You got to bet that now. Great odds on him to run one in. I'm going over. You know, I was so down on Stafford late in the regular season. Those turnovers were creeping back in. I have a feeling that this is going to be his time. They traded for him to win this game, not get here, Cole. Jared Goff did that. He was dealt to win this Super Bowl, and I think he gets at least 2 touchdowns. 3.
All right, keep this in mind. So, yes, the over. He's thrown 8 touchdown passes this postseason, 905 yards, and he's playing a Bengals defense that doesn't defend well in the air. So I think over 2.5, I might just go ahead and take that.
Cooper Kupp, everybody.
But you can also bet on the defensive side. So let's get to that for Cole and Ed. You guys, Aaron Donald, over or under 4.5 tackles plus assists. Cole.
Well, only one game with more than 4.5 tackles so far in this edition of the postseason. But we do know that Aaron Donald, what is he? Well, he's a tastemaker. He's that guy that really puts everyone on notice. And what's going to happen in this ball game is I feel like he's going to just try to get through and get to Joe Burrow. We saw Joe Burrow sacked 9 times last time, like a Ferris Bueller's Day Off imitation. But either way, I think Aaron Donald is going to get there, and he's going to have more than 4.5 tackles, even though it's not the numbers that normally show up on the stat line. But I think this time there's going to be some big numbers showing up for Aaron Donald.
On the one hand, Aaron Donald may very well be the GOAT. What the Rams do in terms of moving him around is absolutely fantastic. But on the other hand, ever since they picked up Von Miller, the quarterback pressure rate has gotten worse. Von Miller has not improved this overall defense. And so to me, I think the plan for the Bengals is to go the exact opposite direction of Aaron Donald. And I feel like they may have some success with that. So I'm going under.
Yeah, 9 postseason tackles. We'll see.
All right, you guys, lots more to get into on props. I'm going to pull a prop party later in the show as well. But right now, there are hundreds of fun game and player prop bets right now available for you on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. You can check them out right now. But if you, prefer a simple money line bet, we got you there too. FanDuel is hooking you up with a crazy odds boost. Check this out. It is Super Bowl 56, so new users making their first sportsbook wager will get 56-1 odds up to $5 on a money line bet for this Super Bowl. Awesome. That's right. A winning $5 wager means you'll win $280 in cash. It's that simple. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app, sign up for your new account, and place that moneyline wager on the Super Bowl. Of course, that means just picking the winner. You take advantage of the 56-1 odds promo going on right now. It is the FanDuel Sportsbook app. And hey, what's a Super Bowl without a Super Bowl party, you know? Join me and Pat McAfee as we host FanDuel's massive event this Saturday, where you'll have a chance to win a share of $200,000. The Superstar Showdown event, it's going on right here in downtown Los Angeles, featuring dozens of celebrities and athletes competing in various sports challenges. Pat and I emceeing the whole thing, taking you through the whole event. Some of the competitors joining us, by the way, Joe Montana, Terrell Davis, Anthony Anderson, Wiz Khalifa, Ludacris putting on a concert for us later after they first compete head-to-head. Now, all you have to do is predict the winners to get a share of the $200,000 that are up for grabs on Saturday. You can get more information on the contest at FanDuel.com/FanDuel-party, along with free tickets and information on how to watch the stream. Again, check it out, FanDuel.com/FanDuel-party. And I mentioned it, Terrell Davis is going to be part of this Superstar Showdown. He stopped by our More Ways to Win set just yesterday to talk about that big event and the big game. It's Terrell Davis, inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2017. Here he is with us in 2022. He's got the goods, too. I got to give him some props first. Selected to first-team All-Pro 3 years in a row. That included that 1998 season, by the way, where he finished with 2,008 yards. So how do you use skills like that when you take on Brian Urlacher, by the way, on Saturday in the big Superstar Showdown?
Ooh. Yeah, why you guys pair me up with Brian Urlacher?
Right? Only the best against the best.
You know, Brian, listen, I was actually shocked because the man's golf game is tight.
Yeah?
I don't know if you've seen him play golf before. You guys ever see Urlacher play golf?
I seen you play.
I see he's got hair.
Hey,
Hold on.
Cole, don't
bald,
start with
then he
me.
got hair.
Don't
Did
you
you
start
see
with
that?
me on this set right here.
Oh, wow.
Luck, you have a lot of it in your back pocket
Hey,
when it
listen,
comes to
man.
links.
When I played Cole in golf, it's embarrassing. It's
For who?
embarrassing for him.
Oh.
It's embarrassing.
He's like, he's not.
You know what's funny though?
I've lost.
I've never seen anybody who's always like you beat him in the hole, right? You get 3, he'll get like a 6, but he'll go back to his drive and be like, "Yeah, I outdrove you." Like, who cares if you outdrove me?
Little victories. That's what it's all about. Little victories.
Take the tiny ones. There is a game randomizer we're utilizing on Saturday, so we don't know. Maybe you're playing beer pong. Maybe it's darts. Maybe we'll steer clear of the golf situation as best we can. But I just want to know, you have any trash talk for Urlacher before we get there?
Nah, I'm not the guy that trash talks. I'm not that guy. I just go out there and I just handle my business. You know, I've done that. That's been my career.
All right, Saturday is going to be a blast. I'm excited to have you there, but I know these guys want to chat a little football too.
You wear the Super Bowl rings this week, the gold jacket. What gets more action, the rings or the jacket?
The jacket gets more because we have more events for that.
Okay.
And it's kind of required, right? You got to wear we have the luncheon and we have some other events that happen.
So when do you wear the Super Bowl rings? When?
You know what? I don't wear them. I don't bring them out as much as I probably should, right? I think I might start wearing those. I just don't, man. Like, you know, I wear them to events where it might be a corporate event and they say, "Hey, listen, you know, come in there. You might do some kind of talk or something." Then I'll bring them in. I'll let the people. I'll actually give it to them and let them just pass it around the room so they can see it.
Yeah, gold jacket gets a lot of play. A few Super Bowls at a dinner, and some guy was head to toe in not just a gold jacket, but gold pants as well. It was not the real McCoy. Remember, we had a good laugh about that. But when it comes to football on the gridiron in Denver Broncos, obviously not members of this postseason tournament. So is it just as simple as being able to find that quarterback so they can get back to basics, TD? What is it?
Well, they've changed coaches. I think that helps. I think Nathaniel Hackett his energy is incredible, right? So to have him with that energy coming in to kind of just do a reset on the mentality and just bring a fresh voice into that building is going to be key. And after that, I think a quarterback is kind of the position that we can upgrade. Okay. So if they upgrade a quarterback with the coaching staff, you never know. You see the Bengals, man, the jump they made this year, phenomenal, right? Because their quarterback was healthy. Yeah. So absolutely, man. You know, that's the most important position in football is QB. So I guess where's the Super Bowl next year? Anybody know?
Arizona.
Broncos will be there.
Really?
I'm calling it right now.
Is Aaron Rodgers taking you guys there?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. Do you see Aaron Rodgers as the next Broncos quarterback?
I do, and I'm not playing. I'm serious. And I've heard from too many insiders, too many sources. I've heard too many. It makes too much sense for us not to get Aaron Rodgers. And that's the talk of Denver. I'm in Denver now, so I hear the daily talk on radio, and I hear it, and it sounds like that is the most likely scenario for the Broncos is to bring in Aaron Rodgers. It helps that Nathaniel Hackett, his old OC, is our head coach now. It helps. I'm not saying that was the reason, but that helps.
Wonder if any of those sources rhyme with Bon Jelway.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. He's kind of important in Denver, isn't he? Yeah, someone like that.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. I want to talk about this game, though. The two teams that are still playing seem to have different philosophies when it comes to the running game. Certainly with the Rams, Cam Akers seems to be the guy, but they'll go to Sonny Michel when necessary. But when it comes to the Bengals, Joe Mixon is the guy. Which philosophy do you like more? Sort of a split backfield or one where you have an obvious star?
You know, it's interesting. As a player, I want to be the guy. I want the one back philosophy. I don't need you to have another back. Just me. I'll get it done. But if I'm a coach, I like to have the two back approach to where I have a guy sort of a different makeup, might be smaller, might be more quick. Then you got your big bruiser back. It just gives you options, and that's really what you want in the game. Is do I have options to attack the defense the way I need to attack them? And that's really what it's about. Because once you get into a game and you're stuck with your personnel, sometimes you're limited. But if you have that two-back approach, I think that's one to go with.
And especially when you have different defenses, you want to handle different matchups. It's not just, one-size-fits-all kind of back. You want to be able to do different things.
Absolutely, and that's what I'm saying. So it's not only like personnel, but it's formations. It's being able to come out there and say, all right, where's our matchup? What are they doing when we put two backs on the field or we put this guy out there? And I just live in a world where you see too many coaches when they don't have the ability to have what I call a right and a left punch, right? They're always one hand. They're sitting there fighting with the left. They don't have that right. And I think that not only with the passing game, but it also comes in the form of having two backs who can do both things.
Do you think the underdog card the Bengals can play helps them? Because you guys won a Super Bowl that way. Everyone's saying, oh, the Packers are going to do it again.
What about the Rams, though? Should they have the underdog card, too?
Well, they're home, though.
I know, but think about their playoff run too, right? Like they're not a number one seed. You have two seeds. They're not
4 seeds.
Exactly.
That's never happened before.
Never happened. So you have two teams who are saying, listen, man, we can play that card all we want to. But I think the Bengals absolutely young, but they're a young team, hungry team. It's almost like when we played in '97. Elway, not for the Bengals, but for the Rams.
Okay.
The Rams could play the Matthew Stafford card, which is win one for Matthew, win one for Aaron Donald, win one for, whether it's
Odell,
right? You have all these names. I think the Bengals will, because they're young, not to say that they'll be okay if they lose, but when you're young, sometimes you're like, you know what?
Less pressure on them.
We'll get here again. The older guys are like, listen, man, this might be it. This might be it.
Yep.
I'm thirsty right now. Let me show you. Get my water.
Yeah, it's about performance, taking care of your body,
Plug there.
Product placement.
Product placement. Where's my shot?
Yeah, look straight ahead.
Where's my camera? Right there it is. My Defy water. Got to get that in me. 9.5 pH alkaline water, the best in the market right there. Might help your golf game, too.
It may, but I doubt it.
Tell us, though, TD, about your company, because you do some great things.
Yeah, so my company is called Defy. It's a performance brand, and we are the performance brand for any kind of athlete or non-athlete in Cole's case.
Wow.
So it's going to help you. We have a performance drink, which is our pre-workout, and then we have our water, which to help you hydrate, and then we have a Recover, which is a post-workout drink as well. What's great about this water is we give proceeds back to charities. We have 3 charities we represent, and one is called the Center for African American Health. The other one is the National Association of Women Business Owners, and then the Disabled American Veterans. So our company's Black-owned, woman-owned, and veteran-owned. Please support us. We're in Ralph's, we're in Albertson Safeway, we're in Sprouts, we're nationwide, we're in Winn-Dixie, we're in all these. So wherever your local grocery is, go to that store, pick up your water, or your Boost, or your Recover, and help support the brand.
That's fantastic. That's awesome. I love those partnerships. Coming from the Broncos, all-time leading rusher, by the way. He knows a thing or two about health and how to take care of yourself. The Hall of Famer, TD, here with us. And I'm not going to let you go without asking you who wins on Sunday.
I already have it. All right, here we go. 27-24.
Oh, great minds.
Okay, so who's got 27?
Who do you think got 27?
That's the question for you.
I'm going Rams, man. I'm going Rams. I'm going Rams. I'm going Rams 27-24 in a game like this. I do think that it's a game that the experience or the hunger from the older guys is too much for the desire of the younger guys, and that, the Joe Burrows and the Bengals. Really, I mean, they're on a hell of a run, and I think they can win the game, but I think it's
overtime.
No, this is still one of those last second field goals. That's how I got this thing going down.
A 3-point game. It's going to be a good one. Terrell Davis, you're awesome. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for sharing your company with us. Defy, again, pick up some water. Keep you guys healthy all throughout Super Bowl week and moving on forward. Terrell Davis, appreciate you being here. Always some great insight from Hall of Fame running back Terrell Davis. Appreciate you being on the show, TD. We have another great guest coming up a little bit later on the show here. Former Seahawks running back and league MVP Shaun Alexander is in-house. We have a ton to talk with him about. We'll have him break down the running back matchup, of course, for the big game on Sunday. And I'll be getting his Super Bowl pick as well. That's a little heads up, Shaun, you sitting here with me. That's former Seahawks running back Shaun Alexander coming up on More Ways to Win right here in just a few minutes. All right, we're going to continue rocking and rolling here. DFS fans, one game left, and we're all in. Got to tell you about a free Super Bowl DFS contest that you can sign up for right now. The $56,000 Super Showdown presented by Irish Spring. It is a single slate DFS contest for the Super Bowl. All you got to do is head to FanDuel.com/league/Irish-Spring. Sign up, set your lineup, watch the players on your roster rack up the points during Super Bowl 56 on Sunday. Now, if your team scores enough points, you'll share in the $56,000 prize pool. So get on it. You know what to do. Make sure you log on to FanDuel.com/Irish/Spring to enter for free. The contest is waiting for you, and we've got your back too. Our job is to help you score those points here on More Ways to Win. You know how we roll. So we turn to senior writer and editor for Number Fire, Jim Sonis, who gives us his top value plays for this big game ahead of us on Sunday. Hey, Jim.
Thanks, Lisa. Yeah, still some stuff to be decided with injuries for Super Bowl 56, but I do still think there are some good values we can talk about right now. That starts with Van Jefferson checking in at $7,000. He could benefit if Tyler Higbee cannot go for the Rams because Jefferson's role has been, frankly, quite bad during the playoffs. Just a 9% target share, but still 24% of the deep targets, and he's had 2 weeks to rest his shoulder and knee injuries. Jefferson is risky, but I do think there is some reward to his profile. I also like Sony Michel on the Rams at $7,500. Michel, I would expect to be the third down back for the Rams because that's what he was during the conference championship. Michel in that game played 14 of 18 third down snaps according to Next Gen Stats compared to just 3 snaps for Cam Akers. And that was happening even before Cam Akers dinged up his shoulder. They just prefer Michel as a pass blocker, which means he could get some dump balls, which could inflate his score. So Akers still the lead back, but Michel worth a look given the low salary. The final guy I'm targeting here is Tyler Boyd at $8,500. Boyd is kind of like Jefferson, where you don't expect a ton of overall volume, but it's enough where he could get by at this salary. Boyd, during the playoffs, has a 14% target share, but that goes up to 29% when the Bengals are inside the red zone. So maybe a fluky touchdown, maybe some yardage to go with it, and that's enough for Boyd to pay off $8,500. And I think relative to guys in this range, you can expect Boyd's snap rate to be very high. So 3 options here as of right now. Again, keep track of the injuries specifically to CJ Uzomah and Tyler Higbee, but I think we should be able to squeeze in the studs we want for Super Bowl 56.
That's what I'm talking about, Jim. Always love having Jim on the show. Now take Jim's information, set your lineup for the $56,000 Super Showdown presented by Irish Spring. And remember, it is free, and you can sign up right now. FanDuel.com/league/Irish-Spring. It is waiting for you. And reminder, follow Jim Sonis on Twitter and Instagram. Hit up his podcast as well, the Heat Check Fantasy Podcast. You can find it on Apple Podcasts. All right, now is the moment that you've all been waiting for. I got this superstar sitting right next to me, and I got to bring him in. I want to bring in a special guest to the More Ways to Win set. Former Seahawks running back Shaun Alexander in-house. Give it up. Awesome having the league MVP here with us. Shaun, thanks for being with us here on Radio Row in Los Angeles. It's been a minute since we were hanging out together in Seattle.
My good friend.
How you doing?
It's been awesome. Yeah,
it's good.
Family's big.
I know life is good. Brand new baby.
Yes,
baby
yes.
number 12.
Baby number 12. 9 girls, 3 boys.
Old. Oh my goodness. No, how's life? You sleeping?
It's good. No, sleeping was thrown out like 5 years ago, but it's good. Like, you know, we can't complain. Love being family. You know, I'm always promoting family and teamwork, and so it's all going good.
You're a great role model in this business, Shaun. It is so good to see you. Great to have you on set. You know I'm going to ask you for your Super Bowl pick, but first I want to ask you about this build-up because you played in Super Bowl 50. You've been here in this moment. What are the Rams and Bengals feeling now halfway through the week as they lead up to the Super Bowl?
You know, it's a little different for the Bengals because they're so young and so new to this. The Rams are kind of like, you know, they're hungry. A couple of their guys have been in it before. So for the Bengals, they're feeling like we felt, you know, taking an organization that's never been in it before, and now they're like, man, we're almost here to go play this game.
Yeah. Awesome. Dave Weaver's got a question for you.
Yeah, let's talk about the backfields. Okay, you know, the Rams have kind of been more of a committee this year, partly because of injuries. You know, Cam Akers did a good job. Henderson, maybe he still comes back and gets a few carries. So did Michel. But Mixon's kind of been the guy all year for the Bengals. But if you can compare the two backfields, who do you think really has the stronger core running backs?
You know, The Bengals are really special. Joe Mixon's a great running back. He made a run in the championship game where it was a slant off to the right, and most guys would take it and start bending it back, and they'd end up catching themselves. And he just put his foot down and kind of had just the perfect angle, and it gained like 8, 10, 12 yards. And if the Bengals just wanted to do that, he could control the game. And that's one of those things that no one's paying attention to because they see Joe and all the great receivers, and they're thinking, oh, man, we got – but they've got a great running back that could actually take over the game, and he's healthy and he's strong. So I think the Bengals have the advantage when it comes to the run game.
First thing, Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
You got to get that in there, right?
100%.
Yeah, I want to talk about this Rams backfield a little bit more because I've got this theory that I want to run by you and get your thoughts on. So going back to the Bucs-Rams game, Cam Akers had a couple of fumbles that could have been absolutely deadly for him. And ever since then, he has not had the same number of carries like in that NFC Championship game. Sonny Michel had a much bigger role. I'm wondering how much of a role that Cam Akers is going to have in the Super Bowl, if maybe he'll be scaled back a little bit, that he won't be the bell cow back. And I'm wondering from your perspective, when a running back, either because of injury or whatever reason, is quote-unquote in the doghouse, how do you get out of that?
Ooh. Yeah, no, that's a great question. I think the doghouse is one of those things that a special play has to be made to remind you why that guy was so amazing. And so, but I like Sonny Michel. I do. I think he's a great running back. But when you fumble, especially in big games, the coach, he loses trust. And, you know, once it gets down to games, trust is everything. And so he's going to have amazing work to get out of the doghouse for a Super Bowl because it doesn't really happen.
I'm going to follow up on that. You won a regular season MVP.
Yeah.
What do you think it would take for a running back to win Super Bowl MVP? What kind of game would a running back have to get that hardware at the end, Shaun?
You know, it's unique. You know, when we played ours, there was a point in the game, I think we threw the pass to Jeremy Stevens. He's on the 1-yard line, and they called a flag. Random. Okay, let it go. Right? But we were losing 10-14. And I think if I had scored a touchdown, I'd have had 100 yards and a touchdown, and it'd have been 17-14. It'd have been that kind of vibe, and it'd have been like, oh, it's kind of a fighting game. Shaun, MVP, 100 yards for one touchdown that takes the lead. It takes a moment like that. You know, Marshawn Lynch, of course, back in the didn't even get the opportunity to carry the ball in the one. Oh. So, you know, so it takes like the touchdown to win the game and have 100 yards with it, and it has to be a very close score. So then it kind of has that vibe of he controlled the game for the team.
Shaun, we are just a couple days away from the biggest game of these guys' careers, their lives. The Rams and Bengals are sitting here halfway through the week. They're trying to figure out how best to prep. Some of them have been here, some of them haven't. What's your advice for any of these players that are getting prepped to play in Super Bowl 56 on Sunday?
You know, I think part of enjoying the game is just saying, hey, you know what, this moment's big. I'm going to look around. I'm going to enjoy it. But I remember all the Seth Meyers and Saturday Night Live guys texting me during the whole week. And I just remember saying, man, this is great. I'm going to put the phone up when it gets to Thursday, and I'm just going to go play ball. And so it's enjoying all of it, but putting it down and saying, hey, this moment's going to be so much better if we win, and knowing that you got to have that right balance.
Real quick. Who is going to win Super Bowl 56, Shaun? Is it going to be the Rams or is it going to be the Bengals?
I'm going with my heart. Even though paper, I feel like the Rams should win, but I'm going to go with the Bengals. Joe Burrow, Joe Mixon.
Wow.
We're shocking the world. Let's go Cincinnati. You know.
That's maybe the first guy this week that's picked the Bengals. So. All right. Former league MVP in-house, Shaun Alexander, thanks so much for stopping by. Appreciate you. Be well. Take care of all those 12 babies, by the way. Shaun Alexander, everybody. Hey, I have to tell you about a chance to win part of $1 million just by betting $5 on the Super Bowl. Let's get to it. It's the $1 million Super Bowl Double Down promotion. Take a look here. This is how it works. Bet the Super Bowl, get your casino credit, and a chance to split $1 million. You can find it right now on the FanDuel Casino app. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.